Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Joanne Shearer-Parkin. I'm a registered dietitian, master's level nutritionist, and I am an elite Pro 7 in Lifevantage. And so welcome to my webinar tonight. I'm excited to be talking to all of you, and welcome to all of you that are going to be watching the recording as well. Just a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and I've been in that field for over 40 years, and I really had just a wonderful, great, diverse career in nutrition. I just love my field. But I took an early retirement in 2011 and pursued a secondary career with a Lifevantage. And it was introduced to me by a cardiologist when I was working as a head dietitian at a heart specialty hospital in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And when I saw the scientific validation on Lifevantage's flagship product, Protandim Nerf 2, I was wowed. I just knew that after seeing this information that I wouldn't be able to zip my lip and keep quiet, that I would want to be telling all my family and friends about how they could lower their oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And I thought that that was I knew that was a really big deal. And so that's how I just got started, 10 years ago, basically just talking to a few family and friends. And I was able to, within 2 years, to achieve my goal of early retirement. Here I am. I've been full-time doing this ever since. Actually, I consider myself kind of really semi-retired, because to me, this is really not work. I'm having so much fun with this. I don't really plan on retiring from Lifevantage anytime soon, because it's just so rewarding and so fun. So we start out first of all with disclosures, in that tonight I'm going to be talking about financial solutions as well as health solutions. And we know that we're all different, and so your results are going to vary. Okay, so tonight you're going to be learning something uniquely different about natural products. I'm not going to be talking about supplementation, like when you take a vitamin and you're going to boost up and supplement your level of that vitamin, like boosting up your vitamin C levels. That's not what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Instead, I'm going to be talking about activation, how you can flip these specific switches on your cells so that you can feel better and do more. So we are being hijacked daily by the food we eat, by pollution, toxic chemicals, household cleaners, overstimulation, EMFs, blue light, mood, even our personal relationships, right? What about stress, poor sleep, inactivity, feeling overworked, alcohol, smoking? All of that is hijacking our biology. So did you know that since the Industrial Revolution that there have been 85,000 chemicals introduced into our environment? And I read a report just recently that said of those 85,000 chemicals, only about 250 of them have really adequately been studied for their toxic effects in humans. So you can do the best you can to eliminate these, but in 2021, well, almost 2021, you simply can't avoid it all, right? You just simply cannot. And what is all of that doing? Think about it. It is like dimming the lights. So what does that feel like? What that feels like is you will have a decreased immune system. Just think how important our immune system is right now. You will have brain fog. You might feel sluggish. Mood, right? Really feeling like no energy, just no motivation, increased stress, fatigue. All of that is dimming the lights. So biochemically, what is happening inside of our body that is really contributing to all of that, to all of the dimming of the lights, right? Well, I'm going to be talking tonight about 3 of those biochemical imbalances. I'm going to be talking about oxidative stress, mitochondrial decline, and a decline in sirtuin activity. Actually, there are many more, but I'm just going to be addressing those 3 tonight. So back in 2003, the Human Genomic Project completed its work where they mapped out 23,000 genes in the human genome. And so what they discovered is that through this process of studying our genome, that our genes have this incredible abilities to keep our bodies healthy. Now, you might have heard that you are doomed by your genes, right? Because maybe your family has a history of heart disease, maybe it's diabetes, maybe it's arthritis, and you may feel that, hey, everybody in my family kind of had heart attacks at an early age, I'm doomed. Well, that is no longer true. Because of this Human Genomic Project, they found that 80 to 85% of our genes are modifiable. In fact, I heard a statistic lately just said probably it's maybe up to 90 to 93% of our genes are modifiable. So you are not doomed by your genes. There's incredible things that you can do to modify those genes. So if you could modify those genes, or if you could leverage those genes with just a flip of a switch, would you? Well, I know I would. That's what I've been doing. I've been flipping the switches on my genes now for several years. And one of those switches that I've been flipping is the NRF2 switch, which addresses and lowers oxidative stress. So what is oxidative stress? Oxidative stress is the leading theory of why we age and we get the diseases of aging. So oxidative stress is really the damage done to our cells by these toxic molecules called free radicals. Remember, when I was talking about all the things that are hijacking our biology, remember all those things? And talking about those 85,000 chemicals, right? EMFs, those are all a source of oxidative stress. So oxidative stress, you might also thinking of it as the wear and tear in our bodies, the rusting of an engine. That's a good comparison. But this apple really is maybe the best example. So when you bite an apple and you sit it on the counter, what happens? It turns brown. That is oxidation on that apple. That same process is going on inside of your body. Now, how does our body fight back to reduce this oxidative stress? Well, it produces its own antioxidant enzymes. These are very potent enzymes. These are very potent antioxidants. They are 1,000,000 times more potent than what you get in food and in supplements. But the sad part is that those production of those antioxidant enzymes, like many things, slows down over time, right? So introducing you to the NRF switch, Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. When you flip this switch with this little yellow pill, it lowers oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. This is really a big breakthrough in science, lowering oxidative stress by 40% 30 days. In fact, it was such a big major breakthrough that ABC News investigative report conducted its own investigation on Protandim Nerve2 because nobody in the science world had heard of that. They didn't believe that you could really, just by taking one little pill of botanicals at low doses, that you could really do this. So what they did was they sent the reporter into Dr. Joe McCord's lab. Dr. Joe McCord is the formulator of Protandim Nerve2. They sent him into the lab and they drew the reporter's blood. He took the Protandim Nerve2 for 2 weeks. They drew his blood again. His oxidative stress had been lowered by 45% in 2 weeks, even better than the research study. Basically, this ABC News piece, really what it did is it validated the study on Protandim Nerve2. So what did we have is, what we have now is the first scientifically validated Nerve2 activator, Protandim Nerve2. It's a breakthrough in this new category of drugs and supplements called NRF2 activators. Now, Protandim Nerve2 came out in the market around 2005 to 2007. But in 2013, the first Nerve2 activator drug was released. And now there are 2 Nerve2 activator drugs, and they're for neurological diseases for the brain, just showing you just how beneficial Nerve2 and activating Nerve2 can be for your brain, not just for your brain, but for every cell in your body. So Washington State University, they published a review paper on NRF2. And what they said is that NRF2 is likely to become the most important health promoting approach in the foreseeable future. NRF2 may become the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of health. Wow. So this is the Lifevantage approach with the Protandim NRF2. What you're going to do is you're going to be making antioxidants rather than taking antioxidants. So as you could see in the graph, as you age, the production of those potent, powerful antioxidant cellular enzymes drop off, right? They slow down. But when you take Protandim Nerve2, it literally, in the study which showed, the study that Dr. Joe McCord published in 2005 showed that Protandim Nerve2 was able to normalize and significantly the production of those antioxidant enzymes. So think about it. This is not supplementation with Protandim Nerve2. We're talking about activation, activating our cells to make their own antioxidant enzymes. Now, this is really what captured my attention and my cardiologist sponsor attention, was the level of scientific research on Protandim Nerve2. There are 31 studies that have been published on Protandim Nerve2, which is amazing. In the dietary supplement world, it's very difficult to get that quality, that number of high-level peer-reviewed research studies. I think the one that impressed me the most of all of these was the one that was funded by the National Institutes of Health and conducted by the National Institute on Aging. And what that study showed of all the supplements that NIA has been studying over the last 20 years, and they've studied turmeric and green tea extract and resveratrol, MCT oils, fish oils, a number of the very, very popular supplements out there. They'd studied all of those, but none of those supplements significantly would extended lifespan in mice. But Protandim Nerve2 did. Protandim Nerve2 significantly extended the lifespan of the mice, and the mice were healthier. Of course, we can't do longevity studies in humans, right? So this is the best it can get, right? So we just talked about that NRF2 switch, right? Lowering oxidative stress. Now there's two more that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to be talking about the switches for mitochondrial health and the switch for sirtuin activity. So let's get started with mitochondrial health. So what exactly are the mitochondria? The mitochondria are the powerhouse of your cells. These are your energy factories. This is where all of your cellular energy is produced. But like many things, right, your production of mitochondria declines with age. You know why? Those pesky free radicals, that oxidative stress, it destroys your mitochondria. And so we have introduced the Protandim NRF1 switch. So what does Protandim NRF1 do? What it does, it increases production of NRF1 genes by 70%. So what does that mean? That means that's going to increase your mitochondria. That means that you're going to get 70% more cellular energy. You're going to be restoring your energy factories to the way they were when you were younger. And you're doing that with the Protandim NRF1 synergizer. Now, the third one I'm going to talk about is the sirtuin activity switch. Sirtuins are a set of very powerful 7 proteins that regulate cellular homeostasis. What is homeostasis? That's homeostasis, meaning cellular balance. They keep the cells in balance, the sirtuins do. They also clean up a lot of the gunk that's in the cells. They've been called the CEO of the cells. They're so important for your overall cellular health. But as we get older, again, your production of sirtuins decline. Now, how did scientists first discover these sirtuins is really an interesting story. They discovered sirtuins when scientists were studying severe caloric restriction, and fasting. They found that the many benefits of fasting and caloric restriction were directly related to the increase in sirtuins. And so instead of severe caloric restriction and starvation, we now have an alternative for you, and that is the Protandim NAD synergizer. The Protandim NAD synergizer increases sirtuin activity by 100% in 24 hours. Now, I'm a very big advocate of time-restricted fasting. I believe that an overnight fast of 12 to 14 hours is a really great health strategy, works with your circadian rhythms when you do that. I'm a big advocate of that, but I'm not a big advocate of severe caloric restriction and putting your body into starvation. So basically, Protandim NAD synergizer can give you very similar benefits because it increases the sirtuins. So what exactly is that NAD? Well, that NAD is a molecule that is essential for sirtuin activity. You're not going to get those sirtuins unless you have NAD. So that's NAD synergizer. Again, increases your sirtuin activity by 100% in 24 hours. So then our scientists at our company asked this question. Well, what happened in the cell if you flipped all three of these switches at the same time? Well, I can tell you, I've listened to our science officer, our vice president of R&D. He said when he conducted this study, it blew him away. He really himself was so astounded by the results. And this is what he found. What you're seeing on your screen right now are some bar graphs. And each one of those bar graphs and those lines represent different genes that get upregulated with these Protandim products. So on the very far left, you can see there are two genes that are shown there that are increased. These are good, healthy genes that are increased with a Protandim NRF2. There's two in the middle, NRF1, and then there's NAD. By the way, this is just a sampling of some of the genes that get upregulated. There's also bad genes that get turned off. For example, like NRF2, activating that NRF2 pathway, that modifies anywhere from 300 to 600 different genes. What activating NRF2 does is turns off bad genes, turns on your good genes. That's called nutrigenomics, because the nutrients in these pills are the ones that are giving you this genomic benefit. Remember what I said back early on when we started out about, hey, are you doomed by your genes? I'm here to tell you, no, you're not. There are things that you can do. Obviously, I talked about, fasting, Mediterranean diet. I'm passionate about a Mediterranean diet, eating all those healthy, wonderful foods. We know that Mediterranean dietary pattern is powerful. Why is Mediterranean diet so powerful? It's also the best NRF2 activation diet. It's the best diet for lowering oxidative stress. So just think, you follow those health habits, and then add the Protandim tri-synergizers for that extracellular boost to modify those genes, right? So the gray bars shows you the gene expression that you get with each of these products individually. But look what happens when you add the three of them together. That's the blue bars. So just look at this one right here, the NRF2 heme oxygenase 1 gene, healthy inflammatory response gene. Alone, the NRF2 product increases this gene by 50%. But what happens when you add NRF1 and you add the NAD? It goes up to 838%. In fact, you get a 1,700% increase in the expression of all these wonderful genes when you take the three together. Wow, that's impressive. So are you ready to flip the switch? So what will happen when you flip the switches? What happens when you take those three Protandim synergizers? It's has a wide range of benefits when you think about that, right? You're gonna have better mood. I already talked about longevity, right? Mental focus, concentration, more mental and physical energy. I can tell you, I'm an avid pickleball player. I can play 2 to 3 hours of pickleball and get back on the court and do it the next day because of what I feel like these products are doing for me in my body. Um, Healthy inflammatory response, healthy vascular system, and on and on. So that's what we call the Protandim Trisynergizers. By the way, all of the Lifevantage products have free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. But that's not all the products in the Lifevantage product catalog. We have this awesome brain performance drink called Axio. It is our, well, for Jim and I, we call it our fog buster drinks. It really does help gives me that amazing just mental boost, especially in the afternoon, when my brain is slowing down. We have amazing shelf-stable probiotic called ProBio with Wellmune, which is Wellmune, kind of helps to prime your white blood cells. It's awesome for your immune support. I think this is something that people are really concerned about right now, right? Is our optimizing our immune system. 70, maybe up to 80% of your immunity is in your gut. So along with the ProBio, you want to add a prebiotic, which is actually in our physique weight management system. So the probiotic is your seeds in your garden, and the prebiotic is your fertilizer. So see the concept? Take the probiotic, feed them with the prebiotic fiber, and you're going to just populate the good gut guys and crowd out the bad ones, right? A great approach for gut health. And our probiotic has 60% survivability of the bacteria in the pills versus anything off the shelf. You're only going to get about 4%. So amazing, amazing probiotic, great product. We have an omega product that is the highest fish oil that you can buy, highest quality. Like I said, we have weight management products. We have Nerf 2 skincare, hair care, and we have Protandim for dogs, Pet Tandem. I just have to say a little bit about the skincare because that's really truly amazing product because Lifevantage, we are first to market in Nerf 2 activation in skincare. So what's the concept is this? You take Protandim, the yellow pill on the inside, so you can lower the oxidative stress on the inside. And then with the skincare system, you're going to lower the oxidative stress on the outside. It's this inside outside approach and it works. It's fantastic. So our products are sold through word of mouth marketing through our company, which is Lifevantage. Lifevantage is about 11 years old now, headquarters in Utah, public traded on the NASDAQ, and $240 million a year and debt-free. And Lifevantage is in the health and wellness category. And in the last 8 years, there's been a 60% increase in wellness sales. I mean, people are just all of a sudden waking up to how important it is to stay healthy, right? How important it is to have an optimizing, high-functioning immune system. The product categories that we are in adds up to $600 billion in sales annually. Wow. In fact, wellness products have overtaken cosmetics in sales. And we have the perfect business model. For me, I mean, I'm retired. Yes, I'm still working, but I am retired. I have control of my time and I have the financial, benefits of this company. And so I'm enjoying that as well. Time and financial success. I love it. It's the perfect model, really. Work from home anywhere. Right now, people are looking for work from home opportunities. I know that there are people talking to me about that. You don't have any inventory. You get an e-commerce website for free from the company. Customers, distributors order through your website, and then Lifevantage takes over. They ship the products. They deal with all the issues with shipping, and then they deposit a check in your checking account. Basically, your job is literally just to tell the story. And if you can tell a story, and if you've ever referred anybody to a great restaurant, right, then you can do this. Social media and social sharing is huge. So many people are having great success with social media. So what you're seeing next on your screen is an average annual earnings disclosure statement. And if you look at this second category, I guess it's the third column, it's the average monthly commissions that were paid out at various ranks in 2019. So what did a Pro 3 in Lifevantage earn in 2019 per month? An average of $626. A Pro 5, the middle rank, about $3,000. Now that's very nice part-time income, right? Or like me, Pro 7, an average of $13,402 a month. About 45% of the revenue that comes into Lifevantage is paid out and paid back to distributors in bonuses and commissions. So how do you get started with these products? There's two different ways you can purchase them. You can be a preferred customer on a subscription program, and you can start consuming these products and using these products and pay the same wholesale costs as distributors. But if you're like me and you're Rolodexing names of people that you're thinking about that you know could use these products and could use this information, then you should consider enrolling as a distributor. That's how you will get that e-commerce website for free. And then you can get started just sharing your website with your family and friends. And there's 3 different pack options, and you can see that on the screen. And they vary according to the amount of product in each pack. And of course, the question is, can I do this? And I can tell you, if I can do this, you can do this. I didn't have any previous sales experience. I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist, not a marketing person. So I found I could do this because I had a ton of support from both the company and from my upline that helped me. So I was in business for myself, but I wasn't by myself. There's a big, big difference. And our company has developed an easy system that you can follow, and it's wonderful. It's called the ITT system. And our company, Lifevantage, is, like I said, this is not here today, gone tomorrow company. By no means. Like I said, it's debt-free, publicly traded on the NASDAQ. We just added Aaron Brockovich to the board of directors. We have been honored with different business awards, Stevia Business Awards, for our products and our innovation in our products. We are now open in, I think, 24 different countries. We are expanding massively globally. And we rang the closing bell on the NASDAQ in January of 2020. How cool is that? Okay, this is open markets, just to give you an example of the different markets now that we are open in, and we keep adding more all the time. So where do you go from here? So today you learned about activation versus supplementation, how you can flip switches on your cells, how you can modify gene expression. You're not doomed by your genes by any means. So by adding these cellular activators to your health regime, can you just see the potential for slowing down aging, for feeling better, for being able to do more? Absolutely. So for our guests that are here tonight, get back to the person who invited you, because they're going to ask you these 3 questions. So be prepared. They're going to ask, could you see yourself taking these products? Do you have some health goals? Would you like to get started as a customer? Second would be, hey, could you see yourself telling the story and sharing this webinar and telling others and getting started with a work from home business? Would that interest you? Or maybe you need more information because, like I said, some of this is pretty technical and maybe all new to you, and you might have questions. So again, for our guests that are on tonight, please get back to the person who invited you. And so with that, I think I'm going to sign off and sign off and say goodnight. And so I really want to thank you for everybody for joining my webinar tonight. It's been great talking to all of you. So good night and God bless.